Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare Kennedy half-dollar coin that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today we are taking a deep and fascinating journey into one of the most overlooked yet surprisingly interesting coins of the United States of America. The Kennedy half-dollar struck in 1997 at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, the kind of coin many people once received in change or saw resting quietly in old drawers, but when you truly understand its background, rarity factors, and collector interest, you begin to see why coin lovers are now paying very close attention to it. The Kennedy half-dollar itself carries powerful history. Introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his tragic assassination, this coin quickly became an emotional symbol for the nation. By the time 1997 arrived, the coin had already gone through many changes in metal composition, public use, and collector demand. In 1997, half-dollars were no longer commonly seen in daily circulation, which already makes coins from this era more interesting to collectors who focus on modern U.S. coinage. The 1997 Kennedy half-dollar was minted in Philadelphia, meaning it does not carry a mint mark. While millions were struck, the reality is that very few were saved in high condition. Most were produced for circulation and later stored in Federal Reserve vaults or handled roughly when released. As a result, finding this coin today in brilliant uncirculated or near perfect condition is far more difficult than many people realize. What truly increases the excitement around this coin are the errors and varieties that collectors search for very carefully. Some 1997 Kennedy half-dollars are known for weak strikes, especially in Kennedy's hair details and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. While weak strikes are common, sharply struck examples stand out and command more attention. Even more desirable are coins with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double-struck impressions, or misaligned dies. These mint errors transform an ordinary half-dollar into a unique collectible that cannot be replicated. Another area collectors examine closely is the surface quality. Coins with full luster, smooth fields, and strong eye appeal are becoming increasingly scarce. Bag marks, scratches, and dull surfaces lower value, but coins that somehow escape damage for more than 2 decades are now considered premium finds. Some collectors also look for unusual toning, natural rainbow or golden hues that develop over time and make each coin visually stunning and one of a kind. For collectors who love modern coins, the 1997 Kennedy half-dollar represents a bridge between everyday circulating money and serious numismatic collecting. It tells the story of a denomination slowly fading from daily use while quietly gaining respect among enthusiasts. For new collectors, it offers an affordable entry point. For experienced collectors, it offers the thrill of hunting rare errors and top-grade examples. This is why coin lovers are advised to listen carefully and look closely. Every detail matters, from the sharpness of the design to the weight, alignment, and even the sound the coin makes when gently placed on a surface. Sometimes treasure hides in plain sight, and this half-dollar is a perfect example of that truth. In today's real market, a normal circulated 1997 Kennedy half-dollar is generally worth around face value, but uncirculated examples can sell for several dollars. High-grade certified coins have reached prices equivalent to tens of dollars. Error coins and top-condition examples at auction have achieved values reaching into the hundreds of dollars, and in rare cases, exceptional error pieces have sold for amounts spoken in thousands of dollars. Coin number 2. We are diving deep into a truly fascinating chapter of United States coin history, a coin that many people have seen but very few have ever truly understood. The Kennedy half-dollar struck in 1973. This coin belongs to an important era when American coinage was changing, public interest was shifting, and half-dollars were slowly disappearing from everyday circulation. If you are a coin lover, collector, or someone who enjoys hidden stories behind money, listen very carefully and enjoy every moment of this journey. The Kennedy half-dollar was first introduced in 1964 as a tribute to President John F. Kennedy, and it immediately became one of the most emotional and collected coins in U.S. history. By 1973, the coin was no longer made of silver. Instead, it was struck in a copper nickel-clad composition, which caused many people at the time to ignore it, believing it had little value. That belief is exactly what makes the 1973 Kennedy half dollar so interesting today. In 1973, Kennedy half dollars were produced mainly for circulation, but public demand for half dollars was already declining. Many coins were stored away, spent briefly, or handled roughly in banks and casinos. Because of this, finding a 1973 half dollar today with strong luster, clean surfaces, and sharp details is much more difficult than people expect. Most surviving examples show heavy contact marks, dull fields, or weak strikes. Rarity in this coin does not come from low mintage alone. It comes from condition, eye appeal, and mint errors. Collectors closely examine Kennedy's hair above the ear, the sharpness of the lettering, and the details of the eagle on the reverse. Coins with full strikes and bold details stand out and instantly attract attention. Even more exciting are error coins. Some 1973 half dollars are known with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and double-struck impressions. These errors happen during the minting process and turn a normal coin into a rare and unique collectible. Another factor that increases desirability is natural toning. Over decades, some coins develop beautiful shades of gold, blue, or rainbow colors. These naturally toned pieces are especially loved by collectors because no two look exactly the same. When combined with high-grade preservation, toning can dramatically increase collector demand. For modern coin collectors, the 1973 Kennedy half dollar represents a sleeper coin. It is affordable enough for beginners but still offers serious potential for advanced collectors searching for top condition or rare errors. It also tells an important story about how American coinage evolved and how certain denominations slowly faded from everyday use while gaining new life in the collector market. Coin lovers should carefully check old collections, bankrolls, and inherited coin jars. Sometimes the most interesting finds are hiding in plain sight. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar reminds us that rarity is not always obvious at first glance, and patience and knowledge are the collector's greatest tools. In today's real market, a circulated 1973 Kennedy half dollar is generally worth only face value. Uncirculated examples often sell for amounts spoken as a few dollars. High-grade certified coins can reach values spoken as several tens of dollars. Error coins and exceptional condition pieces at auction have sold for values spoken in hundreds of dollars, and rare major error examples have reached prices spoken in thousands of dollars. Coin number 3. We are exploring a coin that creates curiosity, confusion, and deep interest among collectors, the famous 1918 half dollar of the United States of America. Many people search for it using the name Lincoln, but here is where the story becomes truly interesting for every coin lover listening carefully. There has never been a Lincoln half dollar issued by the United States Mint. In 1918, the half dollar in circulation was the legendary Walking Liberty half dollar, one of the most beautiful and historically important coins ever produced in America. Understanding this fact alone already puts you one step ahead as a serious collector. The 1918 Walking Liberty half dollar was struck during a powerful moment in American history. World War I was nearing its end, the nation was changing, and American coinage was entering what many collectors call the golden age of design. The obverse features Lady Liberty walking confidently toward the rising sun, wrapped in the American flag, holding branches of laurel and oak to symbolize civil and military glory. The reverse shows a strong bald eagle perched on a rock, wings ready for flight, representing strength and freedom. What makes the 1918 half dollar truly rare and desirable is not just its age, but its minting challenges. This year is known for weak strikes, especially on Liberty's head and hand and on the eagle's leg and feathers. Because of this, fully struck examples are extremely difficult to find. Coins with sharp details instantly stand out and command serious attention from collectors. Another major rarity factor comes from mint marks. The 1918 half dollar was produced at multiple mints, and some mint varieties are far scarcer than others. Collectors carefully study the mint mark placement, strike quality, and surface condition. Even small differences can mean a huge change in desirability and value. Errors make this coin even more exciting. Off-center strikes, clipped planchets, double strikes, and die cracks are known on some examples. These minting mistakes turn an already historic silver coin into a unique artifact that exists nowhere else. Collectors prize these errors because they represent moments when the minting process itself went wrong, creating accidental treasures. Condition is everything with this coin. Because it is made of silver and circulated heavily during its time, most surviving examples show heavy wear. Finding one with strong luster, minimal wear, and clear details is a true achievement. Naturally toned examples with soft silver, gold, or rainbow hues are especially loved by advanced collectors. For coin lovers, the 1918 half dollar is not just money, it is history you can hold in your hand. It represents American resilience, artistic excellence, and the thrill of the hunt. Listening carefully to these details helps collectors avoid common mistakes and appreciate the coin for what it truly is. In today's real market, a heavily worn 1918 half dollar is worth amounts spoken as several tens of dollars. Nicely preserved examples sell for amounts spoken as a few hundreds of dollars. High-grade certified coins have reached prices spoken as several thousands of dollars. At major auctions, rare mint varieties and exceptional condition pieces have achieved values spoken in tens of thousands of dollars. Coin number 4. We are uncovering the hidden story of a coin that many people have spent without a second thought, yet collectors now study very carefully. The United States of America Kennedy half dollar struck in 1983 at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin comes from a special and sometimes misunderstood period in modern U.S. coinage, and if you are a true coin lover, this is one story you will want to listen to very carefully and enjoy from beginning to end. By 1983, the Kennedy half dollar had already become a familiar design, honoring President John F. Kennedy and carrying decades of history. However, what makes this year especially interesting is that half dollars were no longer being produced in large numbers for everyday circulation. In fact, many people do not realize that in 1983, Kennedy half dollars were not officially released into general circulation in the same way as earlier years. Most were struck mainly for collectors and storage, which already places this coin in a different category. The 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar has no mint mark because it was struck in Philadelphia. While the mintage figures appear high on paper, the reality is that very few examples survived in truly pristine condition. Many coins were stored in bags, causing heavy contact marks, or were mishandled when eventually released. Because of this, finding a sharply struck coin with full original luster and clean surfaces is far more difficult than most people expect. Collectors carefully examine specific details on this coin. Kennedy's hair above the ear, the sharpness of the lettering, and the clarity of the eagle's feathers on the reverse are key indicators of quality. Weak strikes are common for this year, making fully detailed examples especially desirable. When a coin shows strong definition and smooth fields, it immediately stands out among others from the same year. Errors are another reason why the 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar has gained attention. Some examples exist with off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and double-struck designs. These errors occurred during the minting process and transformed ordinary coins into rare and unique pieces. Error coins are highly attractive to collectors because no two are exactly the same, and each tells a story of a moment when the minting process went wrong. Surface quality also plays a huge role. Coins that retain bright luster without dullness or heavy scratches are becoming increasingly scarce. Some coins have developed natural toning over time, with subtle gold, silver, or even light rainbow hues. This natural aging adds character and beauty, making the coin even more appealing to advanced collectors. For collectors of modern U.S. coins, the 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar is often considered a sleeper coin. It is affordable enough to attract new collectors, yet challenging enough in high grades to excite experienced numismatists. It also represents a turning point in the history of American half dollars, a denomination slowly disappearing from daily use while gaining new respect in the collector world. Coin lovers are encouraged to search old collections, bank holdings, and inherited coin sets. Sometimes the most valuable finds are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with knowledge and patience to discover them. The 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar proves that rarity is not always obvious, and true value often lies in condition, errors, and history rather than age alone. In today's real market, a circulated 1983 P. Kennedy half dollar is usually worth only face value. Uncirculated examples commonly sell for amounts spoken as a few dollars. High-grade certified coins have reached values spoken as several tens of dollars. Rare error coins and exceptional condition pieces at auction have sold for values spoken in hundreds of dollars, and in very rare cases, outstanding error examples have achieved prices spoken in thousands of dollars. Coin number 5. We are stepping into the late 20th century of United States coin history to uncover the hidden story behind a coin that many people overlook but serious collectors quietly search for, the Kennedy half-dollar struck in 1998 at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin may appear modern, ordinary, and familiar, yet its true story reveals why coin lovers should listen very carefully and enjoy every detail of this journey. By 1998, the Kennedy half-dollar had already become a coin rarely seen in everyday life. Although it was still an official denomination, it had largely disappeared from daily circulation. Most Americans were no longer using half-dollars in shops, restaurants, or vending machines. Because of this, many Kennedy half-dollars from this era were struck mainly for collectors, storage, or limited distribution through banks. This single fact already places the 1998 P half-dollar in a special category. The Philadelphia Mint produced the 1998 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark, as was tradition for that mint. While official records show a healthy number of coins struck, survival in top condition is another story. Many coins were stored in large bags where they rubbed against each other, creating marks, scuffs, and dull surfaces. As a result, truly clean and sharply struck examples are much harder to find today than most people expect. Collectors carefully study this coin's design details. Kennedy's hairlines, especially above the ear, often appear weak on coins from this period. The lettering around the rim can also show softness. On the reverse, the eagle's chest feathers and shield lines are key areas where strike quality matters. A coin with full details, bright luster, and smooth fields instantly stands out and becomes far more desirable. What truly excites collectors are mint errors. The 1998 P Kennedy half-dollar is known among error hunters for examples with off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and occasional double-struck impressions. These errors happen during the minting process and create coins that are completely unique. For collectors, error coins are not mistakes, they are treasures, each one telling a story of a brief moment when the minting process went off course. Another important factor is surface preservation. Coins that retain original mint luster without heavy scratches or dullness are increasingly scarce. Some examples have developed beautiful natural toning over time, showing soft gold, silver, or even light rainbow colors. Natural toning adds personality and visual appeal, making each coin feel like a piece of art rather than simple currency. For modern coin collectors, the 1998 P Kennedy half-dollar represents a sleeper coin with growing interest. It is affordable for beginners yet challenging in high grades, making it exciting for advanced collectors. It also reflects a turning point in American coin usage, when certain denominations quietly faded from everyday life and began their journey into collectible status. Coin lovers are encouraged to check old mint sets, bankrolls, and inherited collections. Sometimes the most interesting discoveries are hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with knowledge and patience. This coin reminds us that rarity is not always about age, but about condition, errors, and historical context. In today's real market, a circulated 1998 P Kennedy half-dollar is generally worth only face value. Uncirculated examples often sell for amounts spoken as a few dollars. High-grade certified coins have reached values spoken as several tens of dollars. Error coins and exceptional condition pieces at auction have sold for values spoken in hundreds of dollars, and rare standout errors have achieved prices spoken in thousands of dollars. Coin number 6. We are going back to a very important moment in United States coin history to explore a coin that many people have handled but very few have truly studied, the Kennedy half-dollar struck in 1971 at the Denver Mint. This coin marked a turning point for the half-dollar series, and for collectors who know what to look for, it holds far more interest than its simple appearance suggests. Coin lovers, listen very carefully and enjoy this story, because hidden value often lives inside misunderstood coins. The year 1971 was historic for the Kennedy half-dollar. It was the first year the coin was produced entirely in copper-nickel clad composition for regular circulation. The silver era of the half-dollar had officially ended, and many people at the time lost interest in saving these coins. Because of this, countless 1971 half-dollars entered circulation, were spent in casinos, passed through banks, and stored carelessly. This widespread use is exactly why high-quality examples are difficult to find today. The Denver Mint produced the 1971 half-dollar with a D mint mark. While the mintage was large, quality control was inconsistent. Many coins from this year show weak strikes, especially in Kennedy's hair above the ear and along the jawline. The lettering around the rim can appear soft, and on the reverse, the eagle's chest feathers and shield details are often flat. Coins with strong strikes and bold details stand out immediately and are far scarcer than most people realize. Condition plays a huge role in rarity. Most surviving examples show heavy contact marks from mint bags or circulation wear. Finding a coin with smooth fields, strong original luster, and minimal marks is a serious challenge. Coins that have never been cleaned and still retain their natural mint shine are especially attractive to collectors. One of the most exciting reasons collectors search for the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is the possibility of mint errors. Some examples are known with off-center strikes, clipped planchets, broad strikes, and double-struck designs. These errors happen during the minting process and turn ordinary coins into unique collectibles. Error coins are highly desirable because each one is different, and each represents a rare moment when the minting machinery did not operate perfectly. Collectors also pay close attention to toning. Over decades, some coins develop natural silver gray, golden, or even subtle rainbow hues. Natural toning adds character and beauty, especially when combined with high-grade preservation. Beautifully toned examples often stand out in collections and attract strong interest when offered for sale. For modern coin collectors, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar represents the beginning of a new era. It tells the story of a denomination transitioning away from precious metal and slowly fading from daily use. It also teaches an important lesson that rarity is not always about age or silver content, but about condition, strike quality, and survival. Coin lovers are encouraged to search old rolls, inherited collections, and forgotten boxes. Many valuable examples remain hidden simply because people do not know what makes them special. Careful observation and knowledge can turn an ordinary-looking coin into an exciting discovery. In today's real market, a circulated 1971 Kennedy half-dollar is generally worth only face value. Uncirculated examples often sell for amounts spoken as a few dollars. High-grade certified coins have reached values spoken as several tens of dollars. Error coins and exceptional condition pieces at auction have sold for values spoken in hundreds of dollars, and rare major error examples have achieved prices spoken in thousands of dollars. Coin number 7. We are stepping into the new millennium to uncover the hidden story of a modern coin that many people still overlook, yet serious collectors quietly search for. The United States of America Kennedy half-dollar struck in the year 2000 at the Philadelphia Mint. This coin represents a turning point in American coinage, and if you are a true coin lover, this is a story you should listen to very carefully and enjoy from beginning to end. By the year 2000, the Kennedy half-dollar had almost completely disappeared from everyday circulation. Most people shopping, traveling, or using cash rarely saw half-dollars anymore. Because of this, many coins from this period were not heavily circulated but instead stored in mint bags, sold in collector sets, or held by banks for years. This unusual distribution pattern already makes the 2000 Kennedy half-dollar more interesting than it first appears. The Philadelphia Mint struck this coin without a mint mark, following long-standing tradition. While mintage numbers may seem high, survival in high-quality condition is a very different story. Coins stored in large bags often suffered from contact marks, small scratches, and dull surfaces caused by metal rubbing against metal. As a result, finding a 2000 Kennedy half-dollar with clean fields, strong luster, and sharp details is far more difficult than most people realize. Collectors carefully inspect the smallest details on this coin. Kennedy's hair, especially above the ear and along the neckline, often shows weakness. The lettering around the rim can appear soft or incomplete on poorly struck examples. On the reverse, the eagle's chest feathers, shield lines, and wing tips are key areas where strike quality truly matters. A coin with bold details and a crisp strike instantly stands out and attracts strong collector interest. What truly excites collectors are mint errors, and the 2000p Kennedy half dollar does not disappoint. Some examples exist with off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, misaligned dies, and double-struck impressions. These errors happened during the minting process and transformed ordinary coins into rare and unique collectibles. Error coins are especially prized because each one tells a story of a brief moment when the minting process did not go exactly as planned. Surface preservation is another critical factor. Coins that retain original mint luster without harsh cleaning or damage are becoming increasingly scarce. Some examples have developed beautiful natural toning over time, displaying soft silver, golden, or light rainbow colors. Natural toning adds personality and visual appeal, turning a simple coin into a miniature piece of art that collectors truly appreciate. For modern coin collectors, the 2000p Kennedy half dollar is often considered a sleeper coin. It is modern enough to be affordable, yet challenging enough in top grades to create excitement. It also represents a historical moment when a once popular denomination quietly transitioned from everyday money into a collectible item. Coin lovers are encouraged to search through old mint sets, forgotten bankrolls, and inherited collections. Many valuable examples remain hidden simply because people do not realize what makes this coin special. Knowledge, patience, and careful observation are the keys to discovering hidden value. In today's real market, a circulated 2000p Kennedy half dollar is generally worth only face value. Uncirculated examples commonly sell for amounts spoken as a few dollars. High-grade certified coins have reached values spoken as several tens of dollars. Error coins and exceptional condition pieces at auction have sold for values spoken in hundreds of dollars, and rare standout error examples have achieved prices spoken in thousands of dollars.